and welcome again. Just heads up, our graduates are on their way from the high school. You may be able to start to hear the drums of them coming. So we do ask that you try to find your seats. If you are in a standing room, we have space back there on the track. There also are a few spots open on a couple bleachers, and I see a few other places that have some openings. So if you'll please clear the areas and find your seats, our graduates are en route. Thank you again for joining us. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to McGinnis Field and the Silverton High School commencement. We're going to be starting just 1 second, so if you'll please take your seats, and we will welcome our graduates in. Thank you all graduates. Please take your seats. Good evening and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the Silverton High School class of 2024. If you'll now please join me in standing for the singing of our national anthem by our Silverton High School choir program under the direction of Kim Scondon. Thank you, Corollaires. You may be seated. Good evening, distinguished guests. I'd like to begin by thanking our Silver Falls District Board members. Board members, will you please stand and be recognized and remain standing? Audience, please hold applause until all members have been called. First, we'd like to honor our School Board Chair, Jennifer Traeger, School Board Member Tom Buchholz, School Board Member Derek Foxworth, School Board Member Aaron Cook, School Board Member Josh Ort, School Board Member Owen Von Flew, School Board Member Phil Wiesner. We'd also like to welcome our District Leader Interim Superintendent, Dr. Joe Morlock, and his leadership team, Assistant Superintendent Dan Bush, and Interim Director of Finance and Operations, Kim Dowd. Thank you all for being here. I'd also like to thank the teachers and staff of Silverton High School, along with all of the Silver Falls School District staff. So if we could please have all Silver Falls School District staff and high school staff please stand and be recognized. And finally, parents, guardians, and loved ones, we celebrate you just as we celebrate our graduates. As we all know the stories of each student's journey is not without the support of each and every one of you. So thank you all as well. So students, let's thank our families, right? Today we gather to celebrate a milestone in your lives. It's a day of joy and reflection and anticipation for the future. As I stand before you, I am filled with immense pride for each and every one of you and the unique journey that you've undertaken to arrive at this moment tonight. Throughout your time here, you have faced challenges, embraced opportunities, and grown in ways that are both seen and unseen. You have built friendships, discovered passions, and created memories that will stay with you forever. You have not just learned from textbooks, but from each other, and from the experiences that have shaped you into the remarkable individuals you are today. As you step forward into the next chapter of your lives, I want to leave you with a thought from Maya Angelou, a quote that many of you maybe have seen in my office. She once said, "I have learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." This quote encapsulates a profound truth about the human experience. In the years to come, you will achieve great things, face new challenges, and continue to grow. But amidst all of your accomplishments, never forget our Fox values of dignity, compassion, respect, and inclusion. It is how you treat people, the compassion that you show, and the respect that you give that will define your legacy. Today marks the end of one journey and the beginning of another. The world awaits your talents, your dreams, and your unique contributions. Go forth with confidence, knowing that you have the power to make a difference, not just through your actions and words, but through the feelings that you inspire in those around you. Congratulations, class of 2024. I'm incredibly, and we all are incredibly proud of you that we can celebrate tonight. Thank you. We would now like to recognize the class of 2024's valedictorians and salutatorians. To become a valedictorian or salutatorian, it takes more than just intellect or academic promise. It takes a persistent work ethic and drive. When we look at the names on this list, we can't help but notice that many of them are not only academic scholars, but they are vocalists, dancers, farmers, athletes, musicians, thespians, and students who are generally invested in our school and engaged in our community. To become a valedictorian, a student must meet the following requirements. They must take 8 honors core courses, carry a minimum of 5 letter-graded classes each semester, have an unweighted 4.0 cumulative GPA at the end of the semester or quarter, and of course, complete all the other graduation requirements. Salutatorians must meet those same requirements with the exception that they have earned 1B. Valedictorians and salutatorians, as I read your name, will you please stand and remain standing? And audience, if you'll please hold your applause until the last student is recognized. Valedictorian, Olivia Boyd. Valedictorian, Chloe Hannon. Valedictorian, David Hari. Valedictorian, Kate Kofsted. Valedictorian, William Kenzie. Valedictorian, Joanne Nordman. Valedictorian, Lauren Ortega. Valedictorian, Braylon Parks. Valedictorian, Gabriella Roth. Valedictorian, Mason Snook. Valedictorian, Ellie Traeger. Valedictorian, David James Tribbett. Valedictorian, Bryn Hope Olven. Valedictorian, Jaden Ray Van Rokel. Valedictorian, Matthew Thomas Zitzelberger. Valedictorian, Carissa Boloff. Valedictorian, Wyatt Heath. Valedictorian, Michael Ott. Salutatorian, Michael Ott, and salutatorian, Wyatt Heath, I apologize. Salutatorian, Aiden Pereira. Salutatorian, Olivia Shop. And salutatorian, Kayla Welsh. Congratulations, valedictorians and salutatorians. You may now be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce our 2024 Silverton High School commencement keynote speaker, Kyle Palmer. A graduate of Silverton Union High School, Mr. Palmer has made a tremendous impact on the Silverton community. Known for his extensive history of volunteer work, Mr. Palmer's contributions span from organizing local festivals to supporting youth through the YMCA and junior baseball. His commitment to community service is influenced by his cherished upbringing here in Silverton. Mr. Palmer's leadership and civic involvement include his efforts with the Silverton Rotary Club, the City Council, and having served as mayor. This highlights his profound impact on the community. Please join me in welcoming Kyle Palmer as our keynote speaker.
Not sure who wrote that, but it was not me. Good evening, graduates, parents, family members, and friends, SHS staff, district staff, school board members, and other guests. It's truly a special honor for me to be here with you all tonight. Almost 40 years ago to the day, I received my diploma on the same field from the same school as a member of the class of 1984. Of course, as Mr. Mulligan said, it was SUHS back then, and we attended what I will always call the old high school behind us. If I'm following the typical playbook for a commencement address, I might recall what was on my mind that sunny evening back in 1984, then talk a little bit about my world, our world, the world you're stepping into a new role in, and try to impart some information about the tools that will help you succeed. For those of you who may know me, you know I'm not that big a fan of a typical playbook. There's something I've told a number of times to others over the past several years, still believe deeply, always referring specifically to your generation. This is their world. We've just been holding on to it until they're ready to take over. I want to start by apologizing for not handing it over to you in better shape. The world is different than the one my classmates and I stepped into back then. Sadly, you've been battle tested already for the challenges it may bring. You've lived through a period of remote schooling due to COVID. You've seen this community recover from a devastating ice storm. You've watched as wildfires changed course at the last second and spared our community. You've not been insulated from the division that finds shelter in things that we should have been done with a long time ago. Racism, growing socioeconomic gaps, food insecurity, houselessness, extremism in all directions that makes progress nearly impossible, and the idea that it's anyone's business who we are and who we love. You've seen our community divided over an effort to provide needed improvements to every one of the 11 traditional school buildings in the district, and ultimately fail to pass what would have been the first bond in my lifetime that wasn't exclusively funding Silverton High School. Finally, for much of 2024, you've watched as doubt, frustration, and change have hung over the school district, accumulating with the knowledge that some of those humans who've inspired you over the years will not be part of the Silver Falls team next year. I believe we could have done better, shown you a better model, prioritized all of the right things instead of the ones that were easy to fight over. It's a lot to take in, and I've watched as you've continued to march toward this day, even though it may have felt like some of the very people who should have been focused most on your safety, security, and development were looking the other way. Despite these things, students in your school, like our others, are still surrounded by building leadership and classroom mentors who will be committed to the calling of education until their last breath. They do so because of the promise of you, the promise of the next class, and the next class, and the next. They thrive on the knowledge that they've touched each one of you in some way, at some time, in a manner that you might carry with you for the rest of your lives. I've been fortunate to get to interview student finalists for the Future First Citizen Award, one of our community's major recognitions since we rebooted the award in the year 2000. During that time, I've been shocked, inspired, amazed, proud, and mostly relieved to know how well prepared SHS students are for what comes next. For me, each June brings the promise and hope of another graduating class, another group of students who could be the ones to fan out into society, both near and far, and begin sprinkling the seeds of kindness and compromise, of cooperation and caring that will grow so strong that your world, the one we've been holding on to for you, will start to heal, really heal. I know in my heart that you are that class. Your class has found success in so many areas and has worked so hard to earn so many of the things you'll experience in the coming years. You've earned academic scholarships, acceptance to institutions of higher learning. You've earned distinction in the arts, in music, in speech and debate, in agricultural achievement, and more. You've earned statewide success and even some championships in the gym and on the field. The list goes on and on. Hard work is called that for a reason. It's hard. And I commend you for the work you've done to get to tonight and the things you've earned and will earn because of it. No one can ever take that from you. However, two of the most important opportunities you'll ever have didn't have to be earned at all. They cost nothing and they're freely offered to each of us equally. The first is thankfully something I've already seen in many of you, the opportunity to serve others, to serve them without restraint, without expectation, and for no other reason than they would benefit from your doing so. The basis of their need is irrelevant, can never be understood fully anyway. There are few things more rewarding in life, and few things that can change one's perspective on the world around us. There are an infinite number of ways to serve those around you, large, small, for a moment, for a lifetime. In some case, service to others can bring wealth, while in other ways, that service may ensure that tangible wealth is never attainable. In service, some of you will risk the ultimate sacrifice. Some of you may go on to become doctors, caregivers, inventors, writers, police officers, teachers, professional athletes, musicians, parents, builders, elected officials, or anything else your passion dictates. But wherever that road leads, I hope that the opportunity to live a life of service is not one you take lightly. You've learned so many things. You've grown, evolved, and begun to understand more and more of the things that have contributed to who you are. But no one thing in this entire world holds as much potential value to you as that of an opposite opinion, belief, idea, or a concept. For many, even the slightest indication that one is nearby can cause them to change course and seek the familiar comfort of like thinking. For others, they may represent the possibility of changing a mind in the ongoing effort to tip a scale completely one way or the other. For others yet, they can inspire anger and vitriol and cause them to see that person as a mortal enemy and everything that means something to them. If you leave tonight remembering only one thing I've said, please let it be this. There are those who profit and gain power from the chaos of division, and those feelings are exactly what they hope you will feel, exactly what they need you to feel, and exactly how they need you to act and react. There's only one recipe for progress: good decision-making and stability. And that includes similar portions of distinctly different mindsets, information and philosophies tended carefully under an umbrella of civility, open-mindedness, and compromise, and finished off with respectful discourse, a genuine desire for collective benefit, and an understanding that what is good for all is good enough for anyone. I'm not suggesting that anyone quickly and easily walk away from beliefs long held, but it is critical not to only be willing to listen without fear, but to knowingly seek out your counterpoint as if that could be the missing piece of a puzzle that you've always been working on. No person, group, business, organization, city, state, or country can ever be well served by having anything less than every possibility considered. We gain nothing from those who already share our vision. The most underused, misunderstood, and overreacted to question in the history of civilization is why. As you continue to mark the milestones of your life, don't be afraid to ask why. And don't deny yourself the right to think, why not? Congratulations, class of 2024. It's your world, and it's my pleasure tonight to hand you the keys and settle in for what I know will be an incredible ride. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Palmer, for your inspiring words. At this time, before we transition, any of the band seniors that need to move for their piece, so graduates, if you're in the band, if you want to make your way to your spot. We would now like to welcome Jenna Schurter to the stage, who will be our first class of 2024 speaker. Please help me in welcoming Jenna Schurter.
Ladies and gentlemen, proud parents, esteemed class, and legendary graduating class of 2024. Today, June 6th, we sit together to celebrate not just an end, but a beginning. As we sit on the brink of our freedom, looking ahead with a mix of excitement, fear, and maybe even some confusion, because seriously, how did we get here so fast? 13 years ago, we walked into our educational journeys with wide eyes, welcoming ourselves into a new environment. We clutched our lunch boxes like they held the secrets of the universe, or at least really good peanut butter and jelly. We were clueless, but eager to learn what the world had to offer. We were ready to tackle it together. Now today that changes. For the first time in our lives, we will move forward apart. Some of us will go to big city schools, other of us will stay right here in Silverton, but we will no longer be holding hands side by side. As we stand on this cliff of freedom, waiting to turn the page to this new chapter, we must carry forward the lessons we have learned along the way. I hope you too can apply these to your lives someday. Lesson number 1, life is like a box of chocolates. Sometimes you get that rich, delicious caramel one, and other times you get those weird coconut things and they get stuck in your teeth. Expect the unexpected and definitely carry dental floss. Lesson number 2, you are a work in progress. You are enough for today, but not for tomorrow. That person that you are must constantly be changing because you have to become stronger. Lesson number 3, happiness equals failures. I know it sounds crazy to say, but you really aren't challenging yourself if you're not pushing yourself outside of the comfort zone you are living in. Why settle for what others view as happiness when you can go beyond that standard and make a difference not just for yourself, but for those around you? Lesson number 4, embrace this next journey, not just the final destination. Think of life as road trips with friends. The detours, the pit stops, and the random karaoke sessions are what you'll remember, not just the final stop. Unless the final stop is a surprise Taylor Swift concert. Class of 2024, we sit here in our last moments as high schoolers. Let's take a moment to pause before we turn the next page. Each of you take a deep breath in and out. And please turn to the person next to you. Squeeze their hand and look them in the eyes, unless they look like they don't want you to do that, because that would be awkward. One more thing, really quickly, I promise. When you walk off this stage, go hug the person who inspired you the most. Your parent, your little sister, your favorite teacher. Oh, I guess one more thing. Go become that person, because life is short and we need you in it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenna, for that great speech. We'd now like to welcome the SHS Band on the direction of Mr. Tim Duffy to play for us a wonderful piece entitled Earth from Elements by Brian Balgamus. Awesome. Thank you, SHS Band and Mr. Duffy. We would now like to welcome Madeline Rich to the stage, who will be our second class of 2024 speaker. Welcome, Madeline.
Hello, friends, teachers, community members, family, and fellow graduates. Today marks the end of an era and the beginning of another, one of growth and possibility, or maybe even mistakes and failure. But that's part of growing up, crashing and burning, but like the environment around us, finding ways to rebuild and reconnect. Ecosystems, by definition, are a complex network or interconnected system. They are fragile, where one loss of connection can break several relationships. We, the Silverton High School class of 2024, are each a part of our own, with our own subsects. Perhaps yours has faced windy storms or floods, or has never even experienced turmoil. However, I think in our years of high school, we faced our own examples of connected natural disasters. Through a global pandemic, the changing of various staff members we had grown close with, and the overall indifference between community members. We've been working hard to reconnect the relationships we have lost over time, relationships that had been built up for years before that. The people we used to see every day, we didn't anymore. All of our constants had been erased, but we have worked hard to build those things back up. Through things like assemblies and community activities like homecoming, we've tried to come together. We are all products of the Silverton High School ecosystem, regardless of how we may view our time here. Entering our freshman year, we had already been through some of this turmoil. You could say we entered in as a burning forest, one with chaos and many fleeing. But, as forests do, we burned thoroughly and began to rise up from the ashes. We used our ash not as excuses, but as a way to grow and learn more about ourselves, to learn empathy, how to recover from bad things, and to get rid of the fallen debris. From these ashes grew new plants and opportunities. Some of us ferns, and we grew up fast, and others are still saplings, waiting to become as tall as they were before the fire. These plants work together to reconnect by providing cover to those who are still growing or sharing nutrients when necessary. Each of us has a huge tree that's been there for us as a protector, and for me, that's my mom. My mom has always been there for me. Through all the storms we faced as a family, or just the ones I faced on my own, she's been my constant shelter, a sense of comfort and home. As Rory Gilmore once said, "Mom, you are my guidepost for everything." Mom, I wouldn't be able to succeed without you or the ecosystem we've begun growing. You are my forever inspiration, my role model, and who I aspire to be when I grow up to be a tall tree. Now, enough of my nerdy rambling about ecosystems. What I mean is that we all recover and grow at different paces. What matters is how we can help each other when we can. So, thank you to those who kept our ecosystems going. Thank you to our families for standing by us through every storm. Thank you to our friends for providing us with the nutrients needed to survive. Thank you to our teachers and staff members in high school for teaching us the survival skills for the real world. And overall, thank you to Silverton for teaching us strength, independence, and empathy. Thank you.
Thank you, Madeline. We'd now like to transition, so if our band members want to head back to their seats, our graduates, and we'd also like to now welcome up the SHS Choir under the direction again of Miss Kimberly Scondon to sing Wongol, arranged by Sten Coleman. So welcome to the choir to the stage. Thank you, choir, and Mrs. Scondon for that wonderful performance. I now have the distinct pleasure of bestowing honorary diplomas to two individuals who have made outstanding contributions to the Silver Falls community. May I please ask Interim Superintendent Dr. Joe Morlock and School Board Chair Jennifer Traeger to join me on stage. Our first honoree is Jody Federico Drescher. We're going to wait till I read it again. Jody taught at St. Paul High School, then worked for the MESD, now the WESD, Migrant School Evening Program prior to her position at Silverton Union High School. In her 36 years at SHS, Jody wore many hats. Language arts teacher, journalism teacher, cheer coach, natural helper, peer counselor, ASB and leadership director, tag coordinator, teen parent program developer and teacher, crisis management coordinator, assistant principal, and principal. Jody believed in and promoted Silverton Fox Spirit. Fox Spirit is more than wearing the black and orange and participating in or going to sporting events. While that is emblematic and exciting, Fox Spirit is really a sense of belonging cultivated through building a school culture that is inclusive and values all students. Fox Spirit is showing up for each other through good times and bad, cheering on championships or uplifting after a loss. Fox Spirit is a spirit that transcends school pride and becomes a profound sense of belonging for all who encounter it. And yes, Fox Spirit is still being able to sing the fight song nearly 40 years later. We can, later afterwards, we'll have you do it. No, okay. Fox Spirit is the students, staff, and community of Silverton, Oregon. Please join me in celebrating Jody Federico Drescher as an honorary diploma recipient. Next, I have the honor and privilege to call Lucky Rogers to the stage. Lucky joined the SHS family in 1990. Lucky is currently in his 34th year of teaching and coaching at Silverton High School. His biggest accomplishment was designing and implementing the math lab classes that are offered today at SHS. This is also his biggest source of joy, watching students that have struggled in mathematics become confident in their abilities. Lucky has coached his entire career at SHS, including boys and girls basketball, softball, girls tennis, and now the boys and girls swim coach. And I might add, I have great stories from my wife as her tennis coach. His biggest achievements have been district championships in both tennis and swimming, with the girls' 2020 swim team placing third at state. He prides himself on motivating his athletes to perform beyond what they thought they can do. Winning is never emphasized outside of winning at life. You can also find him at every home volleyball game, helping out with whatever is needed, and every home track meet, helping out with the javelin. Outside of SHS, Lucky enjoys seeing his 4 grand buddies and umpiring slow pitch softball, where he has been selected to umpire in 7 Worlds tournaments and getting to do the championship game 3 times. Lucky bleeds black and orange and will forever be a Fox. Please join me in celebrating Lucky Rogers as an honorary diploma recipient. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty members, proud parents, family, and friends, I stand before you today to proudly present the graduating class of 2024, who have successfully met all the requirements for their high school diploma. It is with great honor and joy that we celebrate this momentous occasion and recognize the hard work, dedication, and achievements these remarkable individuals achieved. Throughout their high school journey, these students have demonstrated their commitment to learning, growth, and personal development. They have challenged themselves academically, embraced extracurricular activities, and contributed positively to the school community. Their accomplishments extend far beyond the classroom, encompassing artistic endeavors, athletic achievements, community service, leadership roles, and more. Today, we acknowledge the culmination of their efforts as they prepare to embark on the next phases of their lives. It is a testament to their resiliency, determination, and unwavering support they have received from their families and the community, teachers, and mentors. As they step onto the stage to receive their diplomas, let us celebrate their accomplishments and recognize the bright futures that lie ahead of them. Introducing our graduates will be ASB President Bryn Olvin and Senior Class President Kylie Kern. Let's welcome them to the stage. We will now begin our presentation of diplomas.
Kidron Sean Schurter. William Eugene Welts. Blake Bertoli. Anthony Cecil Bennett. Leonard Patrick Colgan. Owen Philip Lucas. Roman Pack. Matthew Raymond Steffen. Cole Aspen Perez. Anton Maximilian Pokar. Bella Ann Taylor. Georgia Jean Blomgren. Raiden Hernandez. Jacob Warden Selg. Christina Mary Terhar. Megan Beth Zollinger. William Robert Kenzie. Connor Matthew Walter. Clayton James Schneider. Robert Simon Montgomery. Noah Dale Price. Andrew Joel Ewick. Brianna Mary Joy Coster. Elsa Marie Evans. Natalia Malia Neray Godwin. Sydney Lauren Weiss. Aaron James Sura. Naya Emmy Hihena. Sydney Vale King. Xavier Raymond Orozco. Diego Fabian Flores. Cohen Andrew Mulick. Tyler Joseph Poulion. Brody Curtis Sullivan. Cade Will Wynn. Darren Allen Caro. Elijah Chicos Howard. Liam Perry Galindo. Nathan Douglas Howell. Killian James Knaus. Savannah Margaret Strader. Alexandria Marie Bethel. Shyla Nissa Schneider. Colton James Carter. Colton Burbank. Maggie M. Grogan. Ariana Mackenzie Jones Chavez. Taylor Ellen K. Sweatman. Chloe Carter Guerrero. Michael Owen Cummings. Gage Ball. Kira Emily Monahan. Panav Vipul Lodaya. Giovanna Garcia Zermeno. Aurelie Arlen Lopez Roldan. Michaela Ann Rose. Jennifer Lee Dietrich. Ariana Angeline Mraz. Brooklyn Ray Ledford. Jenna Nicole Purdy. Esmeralda Marie Espericueta. Adeline Eliana Basher. Emmett William Slade Limbard. Anton Reinholm Mickelson. William David Watson. James Emerson Brady. Aiden Blakely Ross. Joshua Williams Jenkins. Kyle Jonathan Tweedy. Zane Michael Berry. Malia Ryan Horner. Megan Fisher. Ruben Jacob Carbajal. Jeresha Jordan Perez. Keaton Sanyel Calazo. Benjamin Judah Moore. Kenzie Brooke Strandberg. Chloe Grace Hannon. Carissa Jordan Bolf. Alexandra Melkumakov. Brittany Lilivette Meza Lizama. Marley Ray Mann. Tatiana Pearl Kormaskova. Aiden Anton Pereira. Aiden Michael Bielingberg. Hugo Sandoval Ornelas. Sandy Gaspar Lazaro. Rosa Iseli Quintero Rodriguez. Jasmine Lopez Castro. Cassandra Yareth Alcala Lopez. Alondra Boteo Santos. Gavin John Wernett. Henry J. Bush. Yukino Yamashita. Nakaya Marie Fournier. Tate Evans Beatty. Aiden Lander. Christian Jamal King Jr. Seth Stephen Furnish. Nona Ivanov. Luba Cervena Barsukov. Amelia Tabor. Desiree Emily Acosta Solis. Carlos Antonio Galvin Singer. Gracelyn Joanne Wright. Eleonora Lillian Basand. Sophie Haven Longfellow. Matthew Thomas Zitzelberger. Dylan Kane Erickson. Dayton Cole Hall. Dakota Anthony Miller. Sebastian Mark Fontaine Sorensen. Michael James Ott. Hunter Sherwood. Jason Hunter Ditchin. Savannah Marie Moore. Cicely Rain Becerra. Simon Reed Scamelhorn. Travis William Grimes. Jordan Elizabeth Markham. Kate Elizabeth Kofstad. Wyatt A. Hitch. Peyton Natalie Gates. Aaron Arden Riley Griffin. Liliana Rose Dumitrescu. Erica Amanda Rodriguez. Emily Olivia Gilbert Allen. Emma Victoria Butera-Kofsky. Justin Jeremy Fleener. Acacia Troca. Marcus Bradley Capener. Casey Leo Dahlberg. Kira Marlene Bailey. Stephanie Carbajal. Fabian Guerra Marandon. Julian Rios. Josue Verdejo Cruz. Freddie Jonathan Morales. Owen Banyan Boyd. Gavin Michael Schmidt. Olivia Claire Boyd. Gracelyn April Jensen.
Auden Thomas Kraskov. Dylan Edwin Jackson. Cohen Walsh. Clayton Daniel Doomer. Ava F. Winslow. Noah Michael Lyons. Taylor J. Hoffman. Juan J. Trejo Molina. Alexander Wade Alcorn. Maddox Evan Fessler. James Anthony Rankin. Abigail Joanne Talent. Rebecca Molina. Ureli Elise Mora. Tommy Brambora. Christian Cruz Juarez. Ruth Ruby Cortez. Raina Lee Micken. Jenna Helen Schurter. Mason Lewis Snook. Jackson Bodine Winters. Bodie David Lycum. Gabriella Myraline Fleer. Evelyn Jean Lee. Anna Caroline Brady. Janae Jubilee Heinzman. Emma Mae Gibson. Amara Faith Pyle. Joanna Naomi Nordum. Quentin Dane Powell. Brandon Edward Schurter. Gavin George Kenzie. David James Tribbett. David Ryan Hari. Kylie Marie Brown. Farah Marguerite Keith. Peja Lynn Renaud. Millie Della Lycum. Claire Marie Kenzie. Briley Helen Parks. Ella Mary Monty. Addison Smith. Uretzi Noemi Morales Sierra. Madeline Grace Rich. Trent Joseph Stadley. Lane Garrett Bryant. Austin Tyler Hayes. Dalton Ritchie. Nevea Leona Meyer. Allison Rochelle Thomas. Hannah Rose Bowers. Jaden Anthony Veazey. Leo Naylor. Samantha Margaret Harrigan. Anna Marie Patterson. Damaris Love Johnson. Lucas Walter Thompson. Jackson Leedy Veith. Miguel Jr. Ramirez Mendoza. Sergio Jose Mendoza Jimenez. Thomas Corson III. Samantha Olivia Long. Bryn Ashley Kelsey. Max R. Nicholas. J. Riley Burke Morgan. Andy Lander. Gage Thomas Westland. John Joseph Ellison Jr. Fatma Araza Rizga. Haley Claire Smith. Gwen Elizabeth Arbuckle. Ellie Jo Traeger. Lauren Marie Ortega. Brazen Dawn Henderson. Benjamin Colin Scott. Darby Kate Eulin. Sailor May Scholander. Emmett Harris. Grayson T. Bowler. Levi James Lawson. Rodney James Deloy III. Isaac Judah Torres. Isaiah Alexander Clark. Kendrick Gardner Piper. Caleb Theron Hupp. Logan Simar. Jonathan Moranchow Santos. Jaden Ray Van Rokel. Rowan Christopher Wilder McCurry. Logan Wayne Hendrickson. Logan D. Niesman. Madeline Jasari Larson. Sarah Ann Fisher. Emmanuel Juarez. Eric Hayter. Gabrielle Chara Morez. Naya Barbara Faye Brown. Garrett Benjamin Funk. Keegan Ray Angelo Musalami. Kira Angelina Chaparro. Jamie Rose Self. Margot Robinson. Beatrice Poreri Semproni. Olivia Grace Scott. Ashlyn Sophia Burnett. Kyla Marie Welch. Ella Ann Chantel Kamsha. Ella Lane Story. Sebastian Bex Iconvino. Eric Daniel Rapay Jr. Samantha Ray Fowler. Lillian Rose Bush. Spencer Thomas Piper. Skylar Philip Mythoff. Tylin Alyssa Shea Coker. Christopher Ryan Cerverna. Bethany Rose Coakley. Levi William Edge. Gianna Elizabeth Bischoff. Gabriella Marie Roth. Salis Mate Echohawk. Ezekiel Alea Lugo. Randy Lee Martin III.
At the last one, we'll go over there.
Wyatt Abram Heath. Rochelle Lee Larson. Evan Lopez Bartista. Dominic Salvador Galvez. Samuel James Gamalski. Gregory Badunovs. Sorry. Damien A. Lundura.
Isn't that way we don't have to switch them? So just read it from her.
Vasily Krivoshein.
Walk over, take the picture, shake my hand, and go back over there.
Betsy Arlene Lara.
Okay, so she's gonna read mine.
Alexis Dawn Howery.
Hopefully she knows when to go.
Valentina Rutov. Elena Krivoshein. Norma Esmeralda Beltran. Christina Ann Baldwin. Grace Leeper. Evie Smith. Bryn Hope Oven.
Kylie Joe Kern.
We're going to pause just for a second. We make sure to get those really good photos for you, okay? We're going to get those really good photos for you. Okay, thank you, everyone, for your patience. So, Interim Superintendent Dr. Joe Morlock, Board Chair Jennifer Traeger, and members of the Silver Falls School Board. As interim principal of Silverton High School, I certify that these seniors before you, The class of 2024 have met all the standards of graduations required by the state of Oregon and the school board of the Silver Falls School District. They have successfully navigated a rigorous curriculum, met the credit requirements, and passed the necessary exams. Moreover, they have exemplified the core values and principles that we strive to instill in our students: integrity, curiosity, compassion, resilience, and a commitment to lifelong learning. With that, will the Silverton High School class of 2024 please stand? Seniors, please place one hand on your tassel. That should be on the right side of your cap. I know we practiced. And please, moving the tassel to the left is symbolic of crossing over from high school to another stage in your life. You may now switch your tassels from right to left. I now declare you high school graduates in the Silverton High School class of 2024. Congratulations. And don't worry, we told you to write your name in the hat. We'll grab it. We'll get it. All right. Congratulations, class, Silverton High School graduating class of 2024. Audience members, please remain seated until all of our graduates have left the stadium and their procession back to the high school. Thank you, and again, congratulations to the class of 2024.
students, could I ask every one of you, please, to take one stand or two stands, whatever's around you, so there's nothing left. I need all stands to leave clothespins on them. They need to go to the middle school band room for the night. And then any big...
Thank you again for joining us this evening. You can meet your newly graduated students back up at the high school. Thank you again, and as always, go Foxes.